following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Let's tidy up this tangle of film by putting it on a reel. Here is a motion picture film, 1,000 feet, 16,000 separate photographs.
Welcome, everyone, to the official space section of the chart.
The truth! You can't handle the truth!
Sir, you're out of order. Out of order. I show you out of order.
Hey, everybody, I'm Michael.
I'm Emily.
I'm Zoey. And I'm Lily.
Those are little voices, aren't they, Emily?
Yeah, I mean, they are pretty. Not as little as I'd like them to be, but...
Yeah, no, we've got little voices in the audience today because we have little people. We have Emily's kids in the audience, in the studio today. We've been talking about doing this episode for about a month now. She was like, yeah, we should have the kids on. And I was like, yes, we should definitely have the kids on because I think a lot of people think that we're just childless dudes who don't care about children. So I was like, let's bring on some kids so that we can get some other genres.
To make the childless dudes who don't care about children look more relatable.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So thank you. I appreciate
You're welcome.
I appreciate all of you for coming over for this today.
You're welcome.
But yes, listener, if you've got kids, this is the perfect episode to listen to the kids with because we're going to mind our P's and Q's. This is going to be very kid-focused. We're going to review TV from 2024. We're going to review. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Review movies from 2024. We're going to find out what the kids are watching from Zoey and Lilly.
Oh, yeah, guys.
And we're going to have some fun today. So that's what's on the show for you, listener. Before we get into it, there is good news. If you didn't make Seinfeld 1, we're going to have Seinfeld 2. It's March 1st at Little Brown Jug. $10 a ticket. It's going to be 4 rounds of trivia. 10 plus questions per round with bonus questions, prizes to the winner. Emily, people know if they've been to one of these before, they've had a good time, right?
Absolutely. I think everybody who comes enjoys themselves, and that's a pretty broad statement, but I stand behind it. And also, we have a lot of return players.
We do.
People come back a lot to continue playing trivia with us, so that's great.
All right, so let's get into it. Let's step off this mortal coil. Thank you for listening to our selfless promotion, listener. So this, girls, is where we get to either crap on the things we've watched this week or glorify them for the masses. Me and Emily do this a lot. Your mom is very good at this. So, Zoe, we're going to start with you. What did you watch this week that you loved or hated?
Well, there's one show that I watch a lot. It's called Carmen San Diego.
They still make that?
Well, it's a remake. So the original show was a geography show. And
My generation.
Yeah.
Geography. Where in the world is
Carmen San Diego.
They still do it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They changed it up. So now it's like a full show. It's less of geography. It's more, you still get little geography lessons each time, but it's Carmen San Diego as like a secret agent spy thing going around and like stealing from villains and giving back. And it's basically the whole plot of the show is evil isn't always evil and bad and good isn't always good.
So she's like Robin Hood, kind of.
Yeah. Like the female Robin Hood.
That's cool.
Is she still dressed with the big hat and
Yeah,
like the big collar?
The
and
trench
everything?
Red coat, red hat. But she has like a whole team. She has a backstory. There's a bunch more stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Is it animated or is it live action?
Animated, but the show finished a while ago on a cliffhanger, which isn't the best.
And they're not. Are they making more?
No, they haven't. They're not going to make any more.
Is there any learning aspect, or have they cut that out completely?
I haven't seen it.
There's still a learning aspect. She goes around the world taking on adventures and stuff. So she goes around the world, and then you learn a little bit about the place. What's the capital? What's like the main fruit? Stuff like that.
That's
all
really
good
cool.
things. All good things.
All good things. It sounds like are there relics and like things that she's like? Because this sounds like an Indiana Jones type thing.
Yeah,
to me.
it's like a mix of Indiana Jones, Red Robin, or Robin Hood. Like it's really fun.
Is she like going to say like the British Museum and stealing back artifacts that belong to like another culture that were taken
the
or something?
Nazis stole.
No.
And she's like, I'm gonna get these back to the people.
No, it's like there's this group called Vile,
Okay.
which is where she grew up and she eventually escaped from there. And they're trying to take over the world, and so they keep stealing artifacts based on whichever of the head council wants a certain thing. The one's obsessed with science, one's obsessed with psychology.
There you go.
One's obsessed with fashion. There's a bunch. So they'll just steal things, and she'll either get there before them and steal it and then give it back, or she'll steal it from them.
What channel is this on? Is this streaming or is this on public access?
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
See, this is the part of Netflix I never journey down.
The kids version, the kids
the
side.
the kids
Yeah.
stuff just never shows up in my algorithm.
Yeah.
Lots of 3-4 seasons. Lots of seasons.
I'd
completely
say I
oblivious
think
to
there's
this.
like 3 seasons. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
What do you think is a good age range to check it out? So, listener, I should say Zoe is 13, Lily is 11.
Yes.
Yes.
But I've been watching Carmen San Diego since I was very little.
So the original version you watched too?
I've seen a couple of the original, but it's mostly been the newer one.
There was also a Where in Time is Carmen San Diego. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
There was
That
like Where in the
sounds
World and Where in Time. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
I like a good because I mean like we had Reading Rainbow as well, like a good knowledge / but like they were really cheesy where they had like the original Carmen San Diego was always about the learning aspect and then the entertainment aspect second. So I think I'm more down with the current iteration of Carmen San Diego where we get rid of the education and we get right to the fun of it. What do you give it out of 5? How many big brimmed hats out of 5 do you give it?
4.5 big brimmed hats out of 5.
She gets it.
Pretty
Nice.
good score.
She gets it. I like it.
That's awesome.
Is there a movie that you watched this week as well too with mom and dad, or on your own, or again, or just TV?
Not a huge movie person, so I
Oh.
haven't seen anyone.
What about last night?
We did. Oh, me and my friend watched Wicked.
Oh, for the first time?
No, it was her first time, but I've already seen it.
We saw it in the theaters, I think, opening day or pretty close to
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
next
Like
day.
first day.
Maybe you guys can sell me on why I should like this. I put it on for
If
10 minutes
anybody
and I couldn't
haven't
do it.
seen it, watch it. It's so good.
Well,
It's
no, go ahead.
they do a very good job of making you feel like you're like in a theater, but
Okay.
also like still keeping the movie aspect of it. And Ariana Grande does an amazing job as an actress.
Yeah, definitely.
She's really funny. Like I've seen
Yeah.
like her singing impressions are really good. The stuff she does on SNL whenever she's on sketch comedy, absolutely hilarious. And I love musicals, girls. I do. I watched The Greatest Showman yesterday because I was
Nice.
like, I need a
Nice.
musical in my life, right? But I think that one, because I'm a dude, it just kind of because it's a girl's friendship, right? Like it's
Yep.
it's not meant for nerdy guys like me, but the production value, like I was nerding out online and I was watching how they made it and like the scaffolding alone to create the palace and everything that they did is insane.
Also, I
Yeah,
feel like
really good.
women have watched like generations of movies about male friendships. You can probably
Oh, yeah.
you can probably suffer through it.
Hey, I wanted to watch it with Shauna. I made her watch A Real Pain instead with Kieran Culkin and Jesse Eisenberg, and
yeah.
she's like, we should have watched Wicked. That's how bad she so much that movie sucked for her. But yeah, no, I want to see it do its thing. The way you make a movie like that deserves all the accolades.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And Zoe's right. It's the production's incredible. It feels like you're actually seeing a musical. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to clap like after the numbers
Really?
like in the theater.
So good.
And Ariana Grande, like you said, she's a great comedic actor. And then the character of Glinda, if you are familiar with Wicked in its other forms, is very comedic based. And so her physical comedy as she plays Glinda is incredible, like absolutely incredible.
I saw the bit where is it Elphaba,
Alphaba, yeah.
Elphaba, where she's singing while she's flying through the air.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Defying gravity.
Defying gravity. How like that's just impressive alone to be able to fly on the wire
And
then-
sing,
and
yeah.
sing at the same time and hold your breath. So
I heard
Broadway actors.
I watched an interview actually about
turn your
her.
mic around there, love.
Dang it. I watched an interview about her actually, and she was like, "Oh, it was definitely hard, but I definitely like went through it." And also a cool fact was, it was so hard to get into her like harness and everything
Yes.
that she wouldn't go to the bathroom when she was filming those things
Wow.
because it was so hard.
Give me a diaper and let me do my job.
It's like Ella
know,
Sandy
right?
in Greece. Do this
Right?
in one take because I've been sewn into this costume.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
You can't take me out of this. Like, can you imagine Colin Farrell and the Penguin being like, "I need to go to the washroom. We don't
Yeah.
have the money or the time to let you go pee, sir."
Yeah.
I'm
It
sorry.
was so painful to get out of it. It was like so hard to get out of it that she just wouldn't go to the bathroom until she was done
That's a champ.
filming that scene.
Your kids know trivia. I love this.
Absolutely.
This is awesome. This is stuff that I don't even know. What did you when you guys went to the theater to see it the first time, did you have a singing theater or did you have a non-singing theater?
Oh, no, it was
we had
just
a
a normal
non-singing theater, but I wanted a singing theater because when they were doing Defying Gravity, I'm like, oh, don't sing, but sing. So I was trying so hard not to sing too loud, and then Mom actually tapped me saying I was singing too loud.
I had to shush her just a little bit.
It was so good.
You guys know that they're doing a re-release for Strictly Singing, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
they
seen
are.
them.
Yeah.
And Mom, you better take us.
I bet her.
Hey.
Yeah, you will.
I'm
You
sure
will take
I
us.
could definitely be convinced.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know
for
you
2.5 hours to have a blast singing at the top of your lungs? With
Yeah,
it's like the Taylor Swift experience, right? Like,
Oh yeah, I wanted to go see that.
they're doing, there's that Taylor Swift impersonator who's
Oh.
coming to Winnipeg at
Right.
the Burton Cummings Theater, who does
Yep.
the entire
Yeah.
show. But she's already a recording artist. But nonetheless, like if you couldn't get to the actual concert, I think this is like Hot 103 saying this is just as good as if you were
I've
to go
heard
see
she's
Taylor.
I've heard she's really good. I've
She's
seen really good
She looks
things.
exactly.
Yeah.
Is my microphone the wrong way?
Yeah,
Just keep your
We're
just keep,
taking the cap off,
Yeah,
guys.
there
I
you
love
go.
it. I love it. Turn it around one more time. There you go. That way, the whole time.
Sorry, guys. I'm not very good with this.
You're great. The fact that you knew it wasn't turned around properly makes you a perfect podcaster.
Everybody else has like a thing on their thing, and I'm just holding my microphone, so
That's true.
it's hard.
Next time,
Hard
I promise
guys.
I will have the talent. They will both have microphones.
The talent
I will
will
make
be-
sure.
Thank you.
I didn't realize I had to have a writer here today. Cool. Okay, so Wicked's how many sets of green skin out of 5?
Oh my
Oh, green skin. Wow.
Wicked would definitely be 4 green. Skin.
Oh, I would give it a 5.
Yeah?
5. Wow.
Ooh.
I would
wow.
give it a 5.
Now,
Maybe
do-
4 3/4. It was really good.
do they different movie? Do they lead into a Wizard of Oz? Do they end with? Because I hear that I've seen the red shoe clip of maybe a Dorothy
Yeah.
like character walking in, and so will we be introduced to everybody in Wicked 2? Is that the plan?
There's a Wicked 2.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah,
like the
it's
second
only-
half.
It's the second half of the musical.
Oh, right, guys. I'm so sorry. I forgot
okay.
about that.
It is the untold story of the
Wicked Witch.
the witches of Oz. Yes, the untold story of the witches of Oz.
Okay.
And the end of the story, Wicked, is right when the house, like when Dorothy drops her house on the Wicked Witch of the West.
Oh wow! So we're
Whoa.
like ramping right into
Yeah.
Oz. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love Wizard of Oz. It is, I mean, historically speaking, it's the first movie they ever made in color. I don't know if you guys know
Yeah.
that when they
Whoa,
showed
what?
everybody when they
Seriously?
went. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they
That's crazy.
it starts in black and white, and then
Yeah.
when they get to Munchkin Land, that was when the world saw color film for the
Oh.
first time,
That's so cool.
which is like a perfect movie to do that in.
Yeah.
Actually, the Tin Man, when he was playing the Tin Man, actually got poisoning from the
Yes, he
paint
did.
that they used on his body. And I think he got really, really sick. And
Yes.
then they got that new actor use the same paint.
Yeah, they
for
didn't
the
learn
other
their lesson.
actor. They didn't. And I think he's dead now.
He's definitely dead now.
I
Yes.
believe, yeah, he's probably dead now for sure of natural reasons, but I'm sure the lead paint
Yeah.
didn't help that much.
I think he got lead poisoning. I'm pretty sure. Like, it was so bad.
The things that people used to have to do back in the day to make movies when there was no union to
Yeah,
protect them
exactly.
is insane, girls.
And also, I think, in
No.
Wicked, I think Bach played the Scarecrow. So Bach is the Scarecrow in Wizard of Oz.
Really?
I don't think so.
No?
Because
think.
Wizard of Oz is.
No.
Hey, no, we talk shit on the show all the time. I'm sorry, we talk crap on the show. We
Yeah.
can verify later.
It's I
No,
don't know
that's okay.
because it's such a really old movie.
Yeah,
Alright.
exactly.
Not like how Chewbacca's still Chewbacca in the new Star Wars. And the
Right.
old
You
Star
have
Wars.
Chewbacca right here.
I do.
There's
I have a Chewbacca. I have a Chewbacca rubber duck. Is what that is.
Chewbacca.
A Chewbacca.
Chewbacca, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other species on the planet that he's from.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they have a lot of them on Kashyyyk. They just don't really show them in the Star Wars movies.
Ah.
But okay, cool. So Wicked, and where in the world is Carmen San Diego? There you go.
I think it's just
The
called.
new show is just Carmen
It's just
San
called
Diego.
Carmen
Just
San
called-
Diego.
oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who
I
cares
know,
where
right?
she is?
I know, right?
Lily,
Oh, okay.
what'd you watch this week?
I've watched a lot. I think I mainly watched Bob's Burgers. I know I watched it this morning. Really good. I would give it like 5 out of 5 burgers.
Well, let's talk a little bit about
really
Bob's
good.
Burgers. 'Cause
Why do you like Bob's Burgers, first of all? Because Bob's Burgers to me is an adult show, but at the same time,
Yeah.
the humor, like both of you girls just sitting with you for 10 minutes talking to you, I already can tell that you get a lot of things that
It's
are
already
made.
been 10 minutes.
more than that?
That's crazy.
And Bob's Burgers is also one of my favorite shows. So this is something
Yeah,
that Lily
I-
and I spend a lot of time watching together.
We both love it a lot. It's like, I feel like the reason I like it is because there's like humor in it, and then you also, I don't really know how to put this, guys. So it's like it's really funny. I love it. It's like
Comforting.
yeah. Like
Sure.
whenever I'm sad, I can put it on. And
Your mom says the same thing. She watches a lot of stuff that like
Yeah.
it's easier to watch, and I agree with her. Where like nostalgia watching, where you're like, I don't have the chutzpah today to watch a new thing that I don't know anything about, so I'm going to watch the same thing that I
Yeah,
like.
I've watched it a lot, like over and over again.
How many
It's
seasons
so
are there
good.
now?
15.
Yeah, we're in.
I answered that so fast.
We're
Oh
into
my
season
God.
15 now. Season 15 is being released right now.
Do you know that the
Yeah.
girls from the two girls who write Bob's Burgers also did Deadpool?
Oh.
I haven't seen Deadpool.
The new
That's
Deadpool
good.
script.
And
was
we will
really
That is
good.
continue
very
with
good.
you not
We will
seeing
continue
Deadpool.
with
We're not
that.
there yet? Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Definitely not.
We'll tell you all about it when you're older.
Yeah. Maybe when I'm older, I watch it.
Do you know that there's a Bob's Burgers cookbook?
Oh.
Bob's Burger.
Oh, she just glared at me as if I
So-
betrayed her by not telling her. I did know that.
So
You did betray me.
let's see if we can get mom out of the crapper here. So
Yeah.
my brother-in-law bought it for me for Christmas, and he loves Bob's Burgers. Keith is a huge Bob's Burgers fan. He's
So
like,
good.
do you guys like Bob's Burgers? And we're like, we've never seen the show. And he's like, I got you a Bob's Burgers cookbook.
Okay,
So
well,
I
you
just
should
gave the
definitely watch it.
I want to. So then I gave the cookbook to Claudia because she's a huge Bob's Burgers
Yes,
fan. So
she
now
is.
Charles and Claudia have the burger cookbook, but I think you should.
It's
Okay,
a
I have
burger,
a question.
burger
How
of
do
the
you
day,
get it?
right? I think
Oh,
I
it's-
think
How
I
do you
saw
get it?
I
You
saw it
can-
on Amazon. I
You can
think
get it on
Okay, get it.
Amazon. You could probably get it at the bookstore on Grant there. What's the one?
McNally Robinson.
McNally Robinson. And it's the
Yeah.
burgers from the show.
Yeah, the burger. It's a
The
burger
burgers
of the day.
The burgers of the day
Oh.
and the recipes on how to make all of them.
Ooh, that
Wow.
sounds pretty good.
It's very fun.
Yeah, I think I want to try some of those burgers.
Is it F. John Benjamin, the gentleman who does?
Yeah, John F. John Benjamin. Yeah. And then the guy who does the Archer, what's his
That's
voice?
that's the guy I'm talking
yeah,
about.
that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah. John F. Benjamin. F. John Benjamin.
I know him from Home Movies.
Oh, okay.
Like there was a show
Yeah.
that when I was growing up that he played a gym teacher called McGurkin.
Mm,
And there's also a movie out there called Wet Hot American Summer, which is too old for you, but he's a real actor in it. He's himself in
Yeah.
it, and then turns into a can of beans, I believe, at some point, which makes no sense. Bob's Burgers is. Do you like the animation style? Is that a big
I
thing
do
for you?
really like the animation style, and also sorry, I just like
Yeah.
put my microphone away from my face.
That's okay.
Like one of my favorite episodes is where they get all their fans. Like all their fans drew photos, and they make all the photos that they did. They make that into one.
Like a new character?
No, they make it into one show.
It was a fan art episode.
Yeah. So it's about like Felix and Fish Odor, like how it's like Felix's birthday, and they always do like hiding on their birthday, and then if they get like money or something, and Felix.
As you do.
Yeah, exactly. Felix was hiding, and then he went to Bob's Burgers to try and hide, and the kids really want a dog. So they said, okay, we'll help you if you give us the money for a dog.
Sure.
So a little bit of blackmailing, but
And so
That's
whole
life,
thing.
kid.
So it's a whole bunch of different art styles of Bob's Burgers fan art that were submitted, and then throughout the show,
Yeah.
they just really quickly move from like one style to the
Yeah.
next. So the entire animation changes. The style of
so
animation
good.
Oh, like into
changes.
the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
yes, like into the
Throughout,
Spider-Verse.
so throughout the show, you probably have 50 different styles of animation in this
I would say
30-minute show.
more.
Yeah, maybe more in this 30-minute show. But because the voices are the same, the settings the same, the characters are the same, it feels very like unified and
Yeah.
but it's a very cool episode.
That's really.
Yeah,
I don't
very
think any
cool.
other
Yeah, it's
animated
so
show does
cool.
that. Like you can't submit to The
No.
Simpsons. You can't
No.
Yeah, no, you
submit to
can't.
Looney Tunes. Like they're not going to let you do
It's
that.
the brunch squatch. I think it's called
Brunch
Brunch Squatch is the
Squatch.
name of the episode because they
Yep.
decide to do brunch. in this episode.
It's
so yeah.
oh no.
And Bob's
I
is
love
on what, Global? Is that where Bob's is?
I think it airs on Fox.
Okay,
So
so
whatever
yeah.
it does in
Yeah.
Canada. Yeah.
And you can also find it on
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
My
then
brain
that's
was
definitely
glitching.
Fox. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
because the whole Fox merger.
Yeah.
You're selling me on this, Lily. Like
Oh yeah, I better.
everybody knows here on the show that I don't do a lot of animation because I missed that. I think missing The Simpsons really caused a giant riff in my uptick in animation.
Yeah.
But the way I hear about all these shows, like Blue Eye Samurai was one that someone sold me on, and I was like, this is amazing. Bob's Burgers I just know is genuinely funny and cute and silly and stuff. So
I can say confidently that I watch that show every day. Like at some point throughout the day, I'll put it on.
well, I mean, for
Me
22
too.
minutes, right? Like
Yeah.
it's pretty, it's quick, it's painless, and it's,
Yeah.
it's serotonin uptick and off to the races. Besides Wicked, is there any other movies that you watched this week that you'd like to tell the universe about?
Not this week,
Okay,
but I'm definitely sorry. I'm chewing.
that's
this.
okay.
I'm
You came hungry.
definitely-
Everyone's gonna be
know.
fine with it.
I'm definitely a fan of The Lord of the Rings.
Ooh, you've raised this
I-
child well.
We just watched it for the first time.
Really?
Just, yeah,
So
just
are you
over
doing?
winter break?
Are you doing proper? Are you doing Lord of the Rings? Are you doing?
We did like basically a whole marathon. Like we stopped. So we did.
It's the Peter Jackson trilogy.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, so
yeah,
what are you doing? Hobbit first?
We watched Hobbit
We
ages
watched
ago
Hobbit.
because we read the book, all the
Yeah.
three of us.
Okay.
I read them the book, and then we watched the movies, which I didn't love. They were a bit young for it, I think.
I didn't really like it, so
That's okay.
we
Not a
just
lot of
said
people did either.
we just said no to The Hobbit for now. But I also watched Harry Potter, all of the Harry Potter, and I recommend both the movies a lot. They're very, very good.
Yeah.
But if you can't really handle violence, do not watch it.
Which one? Lord of the Rings?
Both.
Oh, really? Okay.
Harry Potter, it gets scarier and scarier and scarier.
Yeah, it does.
So from the first movie, it's not really scary. To the 8th movie, it's off the rails. Like I get so scared watching it.
I can agree because I mean, you just have the Hellhound in the first one,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
as you get once Voldemort comes
I think you'll
in,
find his
then-
name is Fluffy.
Okay.
His
so-
name is Fluffy.
I know.
It is.
Oh, that's so cute.
Like, I do. As they age up, so does
Yeah.
the movie as well too.
yeah.
What do you think of Lord? Like, I mean, you've seen a lot of stuff in the last, 11, 12 years of your life. That's all
Yeah.
CGI. Knowing that Lord of the Rings is all like practical, like they made those masks.
Yeah.
Those are not computer things. Do you think that holds up to the stuff you've seen today?
Yeah, actually, and just to say something, one of the monsters has an Ariana Grande ponytail. It's so good. It's like
Peter Jackson was
one of the
inspired.
Orakai.
so god. And then the elf who's on the 17s. I'm sorry guys. I know he's like way too old for me, but
my
he's
God.
so hot.
Orlando
Bloom.
Orlando Bloom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
What's
He's
his
very
name?
hot.
Oh my gosh, I have to remember his name.
Orlando Bloom.
No.
Legolas.
Legolas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legolas.
Legolas,
Sure.
Gimli, Sam, Frodo, Gandalf,
Gandalf.
Aragon.
Aragorn, yeah.
Striker. I just call him Striker. But
You
Eric-
forgot
Strider.
Pippin and Mary.
Everybody forgets Pippin and Mary.
Strider.
No.
Strider.
Strider. That's it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sorry,
listen.
guys,
Remember,
I love
remember at
Pippin
the
and
debate
Mary.
when I was like Mount? What did I call it?
I don't know, but I was like, you mean Mount Doom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. what it
Mount
was.
Sauron is what
Mount
I said.
Sauron.
Oh, Mount
Yeah.
Sauron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not what it's called.
Sauron at Mount Doom.
Sauron. Yeah.
Yeah, no, those are very, very good. Did you guys? Okay, so are you watching it from Disney or do you have like?
No,
the
we're watching
DVDs?
it from Plex.
Okay.
Or no, we watched it on Prime. I think.
Oh, Prime. Yeah.
Okay, I should let me see. We'll ask Rob before Rob
Okay,
moves
yeah.
away. Rob has the extended cut
Whoa.
with all of the behind the scenes, how they made it stuff. So if
Yeah.
you guys want to see that, he's got those DVDs.
Yeah, okay.
I'll tell him to give them to you so that you're
Okay.
raised proper, and then you can see how they made. Like apparently, Peter Jackson made a fake iceberg
Ooh.
and sent it into the town of New Zealand and scared everybody
Oh,
because
no.
there's no icebergs in New Zealand.
Yeah, exactly.
But he had extra money, so he thought it would be funny to prank the town and be like,
Oh,
"Why is this iceberg here?"
That's not the best prank.
No, it's not.
I also
It's funny.
Climate
though.
change is
Yeah.
not funny.
I have another show that I
Okay,
loved
sure,
a lot.
yeah.
So during winter break, I did watch it 3 times in a row.
Oh.
It's Anne with an E. It's Anne of Green Gables. I love it so much. Very good story.
That's the new one, right?
Yeah.
It's about an orphan girl who has all this life trauma, like going through all these different places, getting like abused, and then she finally finds her home that she gets to call home. And it's really nice. It's probably my favorite show. It's so good.
What's it on?
I think it's a Netflix show.
Netflix.
Anne with an E.
Yeah.
I remember
Anne with
hearing-
an E, yeah.
This isn't like new, right? This is like a couple.
I think it's a couple years old.
couple
Yeah.
years, No, that was a very big thing in our childhood. Like Anne of Green Gables is a huge East Coast,
It's so good.
big name, and just a big Canadian
I've always wanted.
Canadian legacy production.
Now I really want to go to Prince Edward Island.
Yeah,
Because I really, really want to see the Green Gables house.
we should get Carmen San Diego to do an episode. Where they go to there, and they have to steal
Yeah,
something
they
for
should.
her, and then it all ties together.
Yeah.
How many rings of power do you give Lord of the Rings? Sorry, how many Pippins?
How many Pippins out of 5?
Okay. Also, I got a question.
Yeah.
How do you
We all do.
How do you tell apart Pippin and Mary? How do you do it?
They look slightly different.
No, they don't.
They
One
do.
looks like
They're
Charlie
like
from
twins.
Lost.
One
That's how
looks-
I do it.
One looks like he was in a band.
Yeah, one looks
They
like he
look
was in a
like-
band.
They look like
We all,
long.
everybody.
They look like long lost twins.
They do. But all hobbits, I think, kind of have the same problem.
But Frodo and
Sam.
they don't look alike.
That's true.
No, they don't.
That's okay.
No
You'll
one
figure
look-
it out.
No one looks like Elijah Wood, but yeah, if you watch it enough, you'll just be like, These are my friends. Eventually, it'll.
I'm pretty sure Mary's the one with the yellow
Yellow shirt.
shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I
I'm
can't
not sure,
like.
though.
I can't
I
remember
believe. Yeah, I don't know which one's which right now either. To tell you
No.
the truth, and
Yeah.
that's just old age. And then how many big heads of red hair do you give Anne with an E?
Oh.
She better be a ginger in this. If
she
she's
definitely
okay.
is.
All right.
Yeah, she is.
That was an assumption.
Yeah, 5. It's my favorite show. I watched it 3 times in a row, all winter break. And one time I
I
actually
want a winter break.
I know, right?
It's so nice.
I actually watched it in 2 days one time, and all
That's
the
a champ. Way to go.
all the episodes are 45-minute long.
Well, that's a long time.
So I spent 10 hours watching TV on one day, and
That's a
then
perfect day.
This is making
And
me
then,
seem
like-
like a really good parent.
No. Hey, listen. But you're
it
doing.
was at Dad's house. It was at Dad's house.
Yes, no.
And
Not the house where you go skiing and gymnastics and
Right.
all the activities.
Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
yeah, no, it was at my dad's house. I don't. He was probably asleep for most of the time I was watching it.
It is good, and you know what? The episodes that I was able to kind of catch were really well done. They were really well
Yeah.
acted, really beautiful, really deep, and really emotional.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
well done. So yeah,
I cried so much.
Emily,
Alright.
what did you watch?
I watched some Bob's Burgers with Lily.
I have another one once you're done, Mom.
Well, hang on, go ahead, do yours.
Yeah.
Okay, Gilmore Girls.
Oh, and yeah, watch some Gilmore
so
Girls with
good.
Lily
Did
as well.
Mom tell you what we're doing for trivia? We're seeing if it'll work. But
Are
we're-
you doing Gilmore Girls?
So we're playing with the idea of your mom and maybe you guys and friends will host the night, and me and Jimmy and Charles will have to play
Yes.
because we've never played. We don't know Gilmore Girls,
Ooh.
so you get to make fun of us all night long
Oh my God.
for not knowing.
I don't
Gilmore
know
Girls.
if you're old enough to come to the venue. I think that it might be an 18+ venue.
We'll see.
What
Well,
about-
you guys could definitely be a part of making the trivia.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. Wasn't Little Brown Jug? Weren't we allowed to go to Little Brown
Yeah,
Jug?
but this is a
That was
different.
outside,
It's a
too.
different, and it's a different venue.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll probably pull some
Probably.
favors.
Yeah, I got Bob's Burgers with Lily, and I mean not kid friendly, but I picked up Legion.
Oh, that's
Ah.
with Dan. Dan
Stevens.
Yeah,
Dan Stevens. Yeah,
that was the Marvel thing that
the Marvel one
didn't really get off the ground.
which is crazy because it's so good.
It's all telepath, right?
Yeah, telepath. He's it's a mutant. He's a
Yeah,
mutant
yeah.
with telepath.
But they don't say mutant because they're not allowed to, are they?
I think no, they say
They
mutants.
say mutant in that
Yeah.
one. Okay, all right.
With telepathy and telekinesis, he's like one of the most powerful mutants in the world, but he doesn't know it. He thinks he's crazy. Thinks
Hold
he's,
my beer, Scarlet
wow.
Witch.
Exactly. Yeah, he thinks he's schizophrenic.
Yeah, and Aubrey Plaza's in that
Aubrey
too,
Plaza's in it. Yep. Which interestingly, now we've got the fun fact queen over here. I'll follow that up with
What?
Audrey Plaza being the she has two different Marvel Universe characters now, right? Because she's
Agatha.
in Agatha all along as well.
I
Unless
haven't seen that.
we think
That's the same one.
unless we think she's playing Death in both, which is certainly possible.
Ooh, wouldn't it be cool if that's what it was in Legion all along?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I'm watching Legion, I'm like, this could be the same character.
What that's
This
also
could be Death.
Is that on Disney too? Is that on Star? Or Fox or
Yeah,
whatever
one
the
of
fuck?
those, I think. Yeah.
Good, bad, indifferent.
It's really good.
Yeah?
A lot of fun. Yeah.
Are you upset that it's not going to continue? Like,
No,
unless
'cause I
Secret
still-
Wars pulls them in?
I still have 2 more seasons to go. I only
Okay.
watched the first season,
Yeah.
so that's okay.
I'm always like, there's so much TV out there that I want to watch, but when I hear that it's canceled, I go,
Right.
what's the point?
But do I want to start this?
Yeah.
'Cause
And
now
like, does the last season and that last episode end it? Or does it?
Yeah.
Like, because Westworld, if I tell anybody to watch it, it'll be unceremonious for them.
Right.
Because it ends with the assumption another season's coming.
Yep. And then it just doesn't.
Okay, I'm gonna be back in 1 second.
Yeah?
I need another blanket. I'm
Sure.
so
I'll get you a
sorry.
blanket. You guys.
No, it's okay.
Okay. There's a ton of blankets out there if you want.
All right, Mike, you got to tell us what you watched.
Okay.
Go,
well,
Mike.
Holy moly. If there's none out there, just go upstairs. There'll be a ton on the.
Also, watch your feet. Don't pull any cords. Yeah.
I won't do it again.
It's okay. What did I watch this week? So I took your advice. We'll start with TV. From was never a better gift.
Oh, wasn't it amazing?
It is the second coming of Lost to me.
I know.
And I don't know if you know this, but there's 2 EPs and 1 director who worked on Lost.
Yeah.
So that's why this is happening.
This is so great. I'm so happy you watched it. But did you get what I meant? Where you felt like you're constantly almost there, but never get any satisfaction from?
You don't, and like
Oh.
everything makes no sense.
Yep.
Nothing. The only thing that you get is death and loss and grief and anxiety and stress. Like,
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, where is this? Is this a multiverse? Is this a planned area? Is this outside controlled?
I know.
Who's talking on the radio? Are they true? The man in yellow at the end of this last season, like where is this all going? But it's the storytelling that is amazing.
Yeah.
you just get so sucked into who these characters are that even sometimes it's campy and kitschy, but I'm like, I'm still here for it.
And you still find yourself having hope.
Yeah.
Just like these characters have hope, and only to have your hope like dashed and crushed over and over and over again.
Oh man, when they make her, when they kill her in front of Boyd and make Boyd watch,
I know.
and all you watch is Boyd watching her.
Yep.
That kind of stuff is riveting television, and I've reviewed it the last 3 times on the show, and I'm sure listeners fed up with it, but I just can't. We crunched it in. I don't know.
I'm glad I was able to repay the favor for when you told me to watch The Menu.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
I feel like the universe has evened out. You gave me my favorite movie. Now I've given you one of the best shows.
And Shauna was like, I don't know. And then I put it on. I was like, just give it a shot. And as soon as they land in town and they're told what is up, and you're like, this makes no sense.
Yep.
Like explaining this idea makes absolutely no sense, because why can't you leave the town? Why can't you? Why can't we move on? Why can't we? Why are these monsters here? Like all of these whys.
I know.
That leave you just completely clustered.
My thing is, and Dan doesn't agree with me, that I think it's something to do with time travel, but I haven't quite figured out exactly what the time travel aspect of it is yet.
I'm landing on the same
Yeah.
side as you with this, where I go, okay, so we are in a different universe, and something happens in this area that is known by the people as well as
The people who managed to get out and come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's something, and so I think it's like a blip in time or something like that. But yeah, I think it's time travel. Anyway.
Either way, it's absolutely fantastic. For movies, I've gone down a little bit of a nostalgic rabbit hole. I just watched Hardball again.
Oh my God.
I haven't watched Hardball since like early 2000s, and
so sad.
I had
And
such
good.
a good cry, and like listening. We're going to the ship. Like,
I like it when they call me Big Pop.
right?
Yeah.
Like everything about that movie is so cheesy, but it's such an underrated. It's when Keanu was doing like Sweet November.
Yeah.
And Hardball and all these like random like movies that built his career
Yep.
that allowed him to do whatever he wanted. But in that period, he's a really nice guy in this movie. As much as he's like a geriatric, well, not geriatric, but as much as he's a gambler and a con artist and all these things, just him working with the kids it's a cute movie.
It is a cute movie.
And like me right now, I'm all like emotional and shit because meds are all imbalanced. So like anything in that movie, like when they start all doing Big Papa at the end, my eyes are like just teary eyed as shit.
Yeah.
What else did I watch?
That came out in the era of emotional sports movies too. So like Hardball, it was like Remember the Titans, The Blind Side. Like they all kind of were around in the same era. Like we all really wanted to see
teamwork
in sports and like kids getting out of poverty and playing sports.
Right. And then when Baby G gets shot and you're like, oh my God, it's so heart-wrenching. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen Hardball, listen, I'm sure you have, but if you haven't seen it, it's such an underrated Keanu movie.
We can't like if we can get into the nuance of like there was a white savior complex in all of those movies as well. Like but
that's Hollywood.
But it was the early 2000s, and we just wanted to think that we were doing things right.
Yeah, no, we want to talk about white savior complex. The Blind Side is the definition of white savior complex.
Yeah, and not only that, but it's not even accurate, which we found out later. But yes,
and then I also I watched The Pope's Exorcist.
That movie is so bad.
It is so good.
No, it's not.
It is so good.
It's not.
Okay, so I found out that Russell Crowe gets the red carpet pulled out for him whenever he goes to Rome because of playing Maximus.
Jeez.
They give him private tours.
But his
of
accent
the Vatican.
was so bad.
I know it's bad, but that's why he's allowed to. It is almost like playing Maximus has given him a blank check to do the worst Italian accent in the history of cinema. But it's so cute, him driving around a little Vespa. And like, I like the fact that even if it's a bad movie, it's based on the real Pope's exorcist. Like the exorcist that was commanded by the Pope.
I guess. I couldn't find a single redeeming aspect of that movie.
I was raised Catholic. Anytime there's an exorcist movie, I sign up for it, bad or good or indifferent. This one's, it's just, his accent is atrocious. The story's not that great.
You know, it's boring too.
They're making a sequel though. I mean, but it's just fun to get it's escapism crap. I like a religious aspect to it. When someone plays an angry pope or not a religiously dedicated,
that is fun.
Not a pope, but a religiously dedicated priest, because he's got a theology degree in it, where he's more about the psychology of the situation versus the faith of the situation. So those kinds of things are fun. So, I mean, and then I capped the week off with going back down a rabbit hole of I needed some Jack Sparrow in my life for some reason.
Pirates
so
I
started
Caribbean.
watching Pirates of the Caribbean over New Year's into this year.
Yep.
And I mean, I know he's done what he's done and he is who he is and what happened is what happened, but I think the world is ready for a return. I think we could deal with it. That might be a hot take in 2025. I don't think he's going to do it, but I think we just need to end it properly as opposed to how it was publicly ended. Like it.
If I can ask what happened.
He was a bad dude to his ex, and he made some bad decisions, and she made some bad decisions, and nobody knows really what the answer is because it was dragged through the media and it was played out in court. But when you make bad decisions as a real person in Hollywood can't work with you anymore because you represent those choices. So, and I mean, rightly so, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. It's a tough conversation to have.
It is. He was like was basically fired by Disney from his Captain Jack Sparrow role, but he feels very strongly like this is his character, right? He created it, he brought it to life, he did all these things, which is probably true. But I think because Disney made the decision to walk away, I think that's an irreparable relationship now. Like, I don't think he'll be
It's got to be a different
Yeah.
studio if it's going to do it,
Yeah.
right? Like, they've got to walk across the street, and they own the rights to it, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
but needless
exactly.
to say, those 5 movies are a lot of fun.
They are.
And it's just like, and it's just a silly ride from Disney's theme parks that got turned into this giant.
The first one is I want to say one of the best movies ever made. Like it's so simple, clean, fun, entertaining, enjoyable. It really launched a whole, I don't know, genre of its own, right? For that kind
it
of
propped up the big tentpole genre for sure.
I loved it. And I still love it. So
I say when actually we went to Disney World and we went on this Pirates of the Caribbean ride. I was so scared.
So much fun.
Dying of scaredness. Like my head was literally like down in the boat. But it looked pretty cool, but
Lily gets scared really easily.
I
Just
do.
FYI.
yeah.
I do, guys. But
That's okay. I do too. I can't do
It
haunted
was-
houses. I put Shauna in front of me as a
it was
protector.
during Halloween, I was with my friend, and we went to this house, and Michael Myers was standing in the window, and I tried to like touch her, and I punched her right in the face.
Oh.
And I did that. I did that like 10 times that night because she was dressed in like black, and it was black outside, and I didn't know where she was, and I think I punched her like 3 times.
All right.
So there's your watch list, listener. There's everything that the girls and me and Emily should think you should watch this week. So now let's open the floor and let's have a conversation about what the kids are watching these days. This is our litmus test. This is our sample from Winnipeg. So my first question for you girls is, what streaming service are you liking the most? Because you are part of a generation that doesn't have physical media. Right?
Yeah.
Like, we came up with the DVD and having to sit in front of the TV and wait.
Go to the video store to rent a movie.
Right. There's so many things that you guys have that we don't. We get the best of both worlds now, but you're completely left by the roadside when it comes to knowing what it used to be like. So
Yeah, exactly.
Lily, what's your streaming service?
What do you mean by that?
What do you like to watch the most? What streaming service gives you the best quality of kids content? Is it Disney? Is it Netflix?
See, probably. I don't watch a lot of shows. Like when I do, it's either Disney or Netflix. Netflix. I don't really know if I can choose. They're both good. I watch them both, so I feel both of those are
Sure.
the ones I would watch the most.
Are there any that I don't know about that are just straight kid services? Like, is there a kids? Like, I know there's a new Hallmark streaming service for Christmas in July all the time, right? And then there's BBC has theirs. Like, there's always one that pops up that you're like, really? PBS has one, for crying out loud.
I'd say
PBS Kids. I used to watch that.
Which one?
PBS Kids.
PBS
I used to
Kids?
watch that
Okay.
when I was little.
Yeah.
I would say these kids, and you guys both can correct me if I'm wrong, they mostly stream on YouTube.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys like your creators.
Yeah.
Well, they're not really like seasoned shows. Like mostly what we
Yeah.
watch is I
a
watch
web
a lot
series?
of gaming stuff
Okay.
with my
yeah,
friends.
she does.
Or I've been really into our bootleg musicals.
What is that?
Oh, it's just people recording musicals and
Really?
putting them on the internet.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm a huge theater
it's 2024. Don't worry about it. You can.
It's 2025.
It is.
kid. Oh,
Yes, that's right. So Zoe's a big theater kid, so she's really musicals are her thing. So
Really?
Yeah.
I've been doing the musical at my school this is going to be my 3rd year.
Cool. What have you done?
First year in grade 6, we did Lion King Jr.,
Who are you?
it was so much. I was a hyena,
Yeah.
which was very, very fun.
Really good performance too.
Yeah, it was all the leads did amazing. It was like the most fun.
Makeup was incredible.
yeah,
Really?
it was,
Like full on?
it was
Yeah.
actually
Oh,
like
yeah.
Good.
I went because I'm their mom, so obviously. But then it was so
Good job.
Thank you. But then it was so good that I was like telling other people like you should actually come and see it. Like
Yeah.
for $5, you got an actual legitimate like good musical experience.
You guys
like
got
it
into
was
It
cat
was
character
really
and your
Yeah.
role. That's
yeah,
awesome.
it was
Yeah.
And then-
they're incredible.
The year after that, I was a bit skeptical about this one, but we did Shrek the musical.
Interesting.
Which-
Also amazing.
It was a lot of fun.
It's not very nice. It's just a donkey.
Yeah.
We did.
Donkey was the donkey and the dragon.
Oh,
Best characters.
They did amazing.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun. I was a knight.
Yeah.
It was the knight that like was captured by the dragons.
Oh,
Which was
okay.
a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, she did amazing, like the dragon. And the fun thing about that one was for our last performance, they made it free so that anyone could come and see it.
Yeah.
But for our last performance, they had a surprise for us. And what we found out after the performance was that they had entered us into a rainbow stage concert, and we won first place,
Ooh.
which was
Oh, that's so cool.
That's so
we got
cool.
$1,000 for our theater department.
Ooh.
Oh, so like other more props and cool things
Yeah,
for the next musical and all that. That's great.
So this year, since we had the prize money, we got some extra money to try to get the rights to a cool musical. So this year we get to do Moana, which is
Yeah,
going to be
and-
so much
Oh,
fun.
wow.
We're both super excited.
And they're both in it this year
Yeah.
because they're at the same school.
Oh,
so they're both.
you've aged up to the point
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
now it's middle school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Always
cool.
only 1 year in the same school.
I was in musical theater too as a kid. I did Bye Bye Birdie.
Ooh.
I did Once Upon a Mattress, which is the comedy version of Princess and the Pea. These are like adult musicals, like almost sex comedies, if you will.
Like, don't Google it.
Yeah, don't Google these.
I won't.
But I love musical theater as well too. My parents used to take me to Phantom of the Opera, Miss Saigon, and all that stuff as a kid. Okay, so you can bootleg musicals on YouTube.
Yeah.
This is very cool. I mean, yeah, you can always bootleg something. I just didn't think anybody gave too much of a darn about going to the musical and recording it, right?
If you're going to try and bootleg a musical, I would suggest putting in musical slime tutorial, because that's how you find all of them.
Oh.
Because they can't put the name, so it's
Look
so
at
you.
you.
Can look,
You know how to hide behind the SEO. I like that.
So there's it's like a joke in the musical theater community where they'll like post something like, here's a 6th musical slime tutorial, or here's a Heather's slime tutorial. Well,
Interesting. Like, I think at this point,
don't watch either of those if you're under, like, don't watch those.
The 6 and Heather's. Yeah, those are.
Don't listen to my recommendations
If you're under 12.
So, do you guys? I mean, you Lily, you don't watch a lot of TV. Zoe,
Oh no, she watches a lot of.
sorry.
No, I
Yeah.
watch so much TV.
you watch so much TV. Do you like the old TV model at all? Or are you just so used to streaming and having it dumped for you and being there all the time? Like, is this something that when you now watch TV with something that's weekly with maybe the parents or any of your friends, do you prefer a model of streaming more than you prefer the old linear television?
Well, I still love like normal streaming services. They're very I use normal stuff all the time. I just hard to say, I guess.
Or it doesn't matter?
Always holds my attention. It's good. I like a structured TV show.
I don't think they even have any experience. No
had cable
experience,
for a
but we
little
had cable
while.
for a tiny
Yeah.
little bit when they
Okay.
were younger. So like
Yeah.
even the idea of going in and going to like the channel, to the guide channel, and like seeing what's on, like that's limited to when we go to like
A hotel
Red
room.
Cabin or like the hotel or
Well,
something.
Nana still has that, so
Nana will have that
When-
until all
Yeah.
Nanas have that.
yeah. So like whenever she's trying to put something on, I literally always just see her scroll through the thing, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so much work. Well, I'm like,
Or even just when you're like once a week when we watch Survivor, right? Like you have to
Yeah.
wait right in between all the episodes. So like Dan,
That'd be a great example of like, do you like having it all at your fingertips, or do you? Because we were raised on we have to wait.
like a week.
Right.
And then
Well,
yeah.
There's I think a good example would be there's this, it's like an opera. It's called Epic the Musical, and what I mean by opera is it's all it's sung, and it's basically only made to be listened to, like it's never been performed. And gladly I started listening to it after the whole thing had come out, but you'd had to wait in between them. And I remember a lot of my friends telling me when they were listening to it that it was really hard to like wait in between the episodes or in between the sagas.
Yeah.
It is, and the ads and all that stuff too. But I mean,
Yeah.
that's another conversation.
commercials.
Do you guys like what do you play with the algorithm? Do you know how the algorithm advertises to you? Do you like what the algorithm does or doesn't? How does it work for kids, Emily? Like, is everything that pop up something they should watch, or
no.
No, definitely not. We have special settings on our phones to make sure
Yeah.
that whatever we do get popped up is age appropriate, which is good. But I think the algorithm works pretty well on most things, like on YouTube and stuff. It'll recommend you like stuff that you've watched, and if you watch enough of them, it'll start recommending you stuff in the same thing. So I watch a lot of like horror game playthroughs. So I've gotten a lot of like horror game stuff. I watch Storytime animators, so I've seen like a bunch of Storytime animators.
Mm-hmm.
And for you, are you YouTube as well?
Yeah, I am.
But you're
Sorry,
on
guys.
YouTube. You watch a little bit more of, not original content. It's more like reaction videos and stuff.
Yeah, I also
ASMR stuff. You like
No.
Oh, not anymore.
No.
Pay attention, Mom. God.
Exactly. I do really like this person. So she made like an all girls account. So it's like if you're not a girl, don't like you can watch it, but
It's not for you.
it's
The
not
topic-
like
the
it's
subject
not for
matter,
you. It's
yeah.
like she makes the insecurities that girls mostly feel normal, and like she is like you always like everybody has it, like it's not going to change, and she just makes you feel a lot better about yourself.
What creator is that? We can figure it
We'll
out.
put it in the
That's-
show notes later.
That's
I kinda
another
just
thing
watch it.
that's with, especially with YouTube Shorts and stuff. The relationship in between creators and viewers is a lot more shallow than when, like, before TikTok and stuff, when you could just watch like a YouTube video, or like the relationship you'd have with characters on TV. It's a very different relationship.
Yeah, you know what? I don't watch a lot of creators, right? Like I watch a lot of scripted stuff that's escapism. It takes me away. I like to step off the planet and go somewhere else. So it's interesting to hear that you guys like creators more than you like, fake stuff.
Well, and that's an interesting concept, because like when I think, and you might be aging out of it a little bit, but like you really like Lauren Z-Side, right? And so Lauren Z-Side is like your favorite content creator, and so you have a deep connected relationship with her and her content, but Lily doesn't necessarily have a content creator that she's deeply connected with, because your experience, just even being 2 years behind, is more the TikTok shorts and the scrolling, whereas
I do not have to.
well, not, but it's
No one has
just
TikTok
YouTube
anymore
Shorts.
today,
YouTube shorts.
at least for 24 hours.
In here, it's still around, but the U.S.
banned
it's
in US.
banned.
Oh, that's right. Why do I keep thinking that we were going to lose it?
No, we still have it. But that's
fine.
But I mean, that's really interesting. And then I think that's a cool point, because Zoe also introduced me to some of that content that was more sort of scripted and made for TV. So like Lauren Z-Side, who does reaction videos, and her content, she then came up with like a reality TV show that was still on YouTube. And so, which is my kind of TV, right? So we watched that together and we really liked it. Or Mr. Beast, right?
Yeah,
has that reality
he
TV
has
show right
a
now.
show on Prime.
Yeah.
I've heard about this. Is it a good show?
Yeah.
It's made for, it's like his YouTube channel. It's definitely made for people with shorter attention spans. I found.
Hi, right here.
No, me too.
And it's a lot of like action very quickly over and over again. And it's like a reality TV show, kind of. Like you get reactions from everyone, you get the games that they go through. But I find, at least for me, that I can't watch too many of them in a row without like feeling overwhelmed by just how much stuff they're putting on you at once.
Exactly.
Interesting that you both think like that, and you are the age that you are, because I agree with you that there are certain things that just, I'm like, there's too much. Like it's just hitting you.
Well, Mr. Beast is definitely his stuff it's like made for younger kids. Like older people also watch it, but it's made so that like everyone can watch it. So it's made to be entertaining for everyone, to keep your attention span for long periods of time.
Yeah.
So I can't even watch his videos back to back just because there's so much going on at once.
Do you guys find yourself liking certain themes in what you watch? Like, do you, at your age, are you paying attention to friendship or romance? Like, are these things coming up in your programming?
I kind of have a mix of stuff, so I don't really have like one thing I watch. I just watch like a bunch of like.
Is there anything that's a common theme through all of them? Like, would you say it's like, best friends conquering problems, or comedy where, buddies getting involved in funny things, or ensemble casts?
I would kind of say like not really, but I did think of a creator that I watch, Mark Rober.
Sure.
I like his.
I was gonna direct you towards Mark Rober. Talk about that a bit.
Who's that? I don't know any of these people you guys are talking about. I pay for YouTube, and I don't even know who these people are.
Mark Rober, he's like a science person who does like a bunch of different like science projects, and he figures out like how you can do all this stuff, and like figures out like one of his ones was what type of blood are sharks more attracted to?
And what is the answer?
I'm pretty sure fish blood.
Okay.
So
I thought you were going to say like people.
Oh,
from,
negative.
Oh God, please
I was
no.
going to say, is there a blood type?
Well, let's hope not.
He was a NASA physicist.
Okay.
And then he's a functional science physicist, like a
Big brain.
Big brain. And he's got this really cool lab, and he just does a whole bunch of experiments to make science
Crunch
fun.
labs.
Crunch labs, yeah.
I've heard of Crunch Labs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So his most famous video, I think the one that really got the most was he has these squirrels in his backyard, and he did
I
he did
know
a whole
those
bunch of stuff.
guys.
Yeah, see,
Like,
with
really
how
famous
the
ones.
squirrels like jump and what they do,
Yeah.
and so
He, like it was like
The
a
Squirrel
it was like a
Olympics.
yeah,
the
it
Squirrel
Yeah.
Olympics,
was
yeah.
like squirrel parkour.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he does a lot of actually exceptionally cool content for kids.
Yeah.
And as an adult, I like it too.
Sure, yeah. Well, I think the line between, I mean, the age-old metaphor I always use, not metaphor, but example would be like Looney Tunes, right? Or Tiny Toons. Like the spoken humor is for us parents or us adults, but the actions that are happening on the screen are for everybody,
Yeah.
kids included.
Yeah.
But now I think that line is being, like they're doing stuff like this is my point is you've got guys who are doing cool science stuff. The parents dig it, the kids dig it, but it doesn't have to be the animated campy kid stuff anymore. It's that whole genre has expanded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things I found on streaming services that is good for that is it's a littler kids show. It's like a preschool show
Sure.
called Bluey.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I love it
Bluey.
so much.
Bluey's on the list.
Bluey's on the list of best TV, best. I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw titles at you guys shortly, and then
Okay.
you're gonna be like yay or nay, and we're gonna.
Bluey,
Okay, got
Bluey
you.
is great, and I love because I watch it with my dad a lot.
Sure.
I love
And
it.
it's got humor for older people. It's
Yeah, it has, like,
entertaining.
adult
It got
humor.
like it's not adult humor. Just
Well, he came
funny
from
to
the adult world. Like I think he used to be a comedy writer, and then realized
maybe,
that this character was a big thing with you guys, and then
Yeah,
strictly-
it's like you would think it's like more of like a little kid show, but then mostly everybody can enjoy it. It's very short episodes, like 2 or 3 minutes long.
8 minutes.
8 minutes, same thing.
wow, that's fast.
Like a short thing.
They're made for
And-
preschoolers. So
Yeah, and it's really funny. It's good content. It's made pretty well. You get a little bit of life lessons in there.
it's crazy how much they can fit into those 8-minute episodes.
Oh, yeah.
There's one episode. It's crazy. They explain like the entire evolution of like humans being created in an 8-minute episode, and
Which
like
one?
it's so I don't remember the name, and it's just and it gets
Dang.
very emotional at the end too. Like you'll find yourself crying at the end.
I definitely was crying at the end there.
And there's at the end they have a longer episode, which I'm pretty sure it's called The Sign, and oh my goodness, I was so
It made
it's-
me cry.
Yeah.
It was like an hour long.
I gotta check this stuff out. I mean, it doesn't.
You should.
Me and Shauna, we love cartoons. She loves Disney. You want to sing with someone? Sing with Shauna. Oh
Well,
my god.
Ooh, I can
If
do that.
you, I'm really like the remakes on Netflix, like Carmen San
Yeah.
Diego and his own remake. And one of the ones that I really, really, really love is She-Ra. And I've been,
Yeah.
and it's so I just love it so much.
It looks so good. She-Ra,
so
the new
beautiful.
He-Man 2 is really good as well. Do you guys like the remakes from the stuff that we had? Like now that it's
yeah.
being
Yeah.
like
I
Ghostbusters
love-
Frozen Empire. Did you see that?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was so good.
It was good. I get really overwhelmed with stuff, so I didn't really see it because it was too overwhelming for me. So
What was overwhelming
I-
about it? Like what do you like just the
it
way
was-
it's shot, or is it the story, or
it was way too loud.
Okay,
There was
yeah.
a bunch of different things getting shot at the screen at once, so
Okay.
I had to step out a lot. So I wasn't really I was sure what was happening, but not fully sure. It was just way too overwhelming.
we're talking
for
about
me.
stuff that we had as kids. It's now repackaged for kids today. So I
Did we talk about She-Ra?
I already
She-Ra,
talked
yeah,
about
she threw
She-Ra.
She-Ra in there. But I find that interesting because I wonder, because I've heard, there's kids in their 20s and their 30s who are saying, take this money and make new stuff, right? But with you guys, it's nice to hear that our old stuff is still as good today in a repackaged format.
Well, like with She-Ra too, they like fully, they didn't fully remake it, but they've like changed a lot of the messaging and stuff. So it's, you get like her whole backstory in the Horde. You get how she made friendships with all the other princesses, formed the alliance.
Yeah, she was a side project character. She wasn't
Yeah.
really the. I mean,
This is-
she supported He-Man, but you never knew where she came from.
And then the one thing I really like is they, at the end, spoilers, warning, spoiler warning.
Good job.
At the end, She-Ra and Adora and Catra end up together because they were like best friends throughout
Wait.
their whole growing. Just wait. They were best friends for all growing up, and but when Adora left the Horde, she was kind of left behind, and Catra's like the stuff that like growing up in the Horde and like always being there for Adora, but Adora not really being there for her the entire
It'd be
time
very hard.
It's a very sad part of the story, but they handle it really, really well, and it's so sweet.
I love that your kids can rap on this stuff. Like this
It's
is
cool. Yeah.
like you guys are talking about themes and story arcs and character development, like all the things that the big adults in the industry talk about. So you guys are very good at describing why you like a thing.
There is, one of the things I've been really pleased with is the options that are out there for really positive influences in media towards kids. And so, like when we were kids and there was Sesame Street, right? Which was great.
Yeah.
And it was like, or Mr. Rogers.
Sesame Street.
Right? And it's like the everybody. Exactly. And then it was like the things about like how we all
really
love
good.
each other and all that stuff. And so there's a lot of this stuff now, and a lot of the production companies are making sure that they're pulling these themes about like acceptance, love, and like childhood trauma and healing and like emotional intelligence into their storylines, which is great. It's lovely.
Yeah, as opposed to the stuff we had, which was afraid to do it at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
So nice to see that Sesame Street is like, putting in those themes instead of.
Well, I'd say Sesame Street kind of always. That's what I was giving the example. Like Sesame Street
thing.
always sort of had
Sesame
it.
was,
Same
like,
with-
always
huge for that.
yeah, and Mr. Rogers and stuff like that always had it. But then it just seems to be in a lot more stuff now, and which is nice.
I'm gonna go back for a sec here, but She-Ra does an awesome job with it because when I watched it when I was little, all of those things like completely flew over my head. Like I didn't notice any of them. But now watching them while I'm older, I like see all of these things that I subconsciously learned about when I was little. That definitely
You
helps.
notice a lot more stuff when you're older than when you're little.
Or you
In, like,
you
TV
know you
shows.
notice
Yes.
that you're noticing it.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
what I meant.
Well, and I'm even seeing it now too with the stuff that I'm watching, like where the conversations at award shows, for example, where a lot of stuff is always white, right? It's white stories, it's white people, but like we know that you can have anybody experiencing this story. It doesn't matter
Exactly.
what the color of the person is. So now in these conversations, you're starting to see things win and things get recognition that are outside of that realm. So it's and I've always been like, it doesn't matter what the story is. I'll watch it. I don't care.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I like that you guys I didn't realize that YouTube was such a big proponent of kids' watch habits these days, but it makes perfect sense. I just look at YouTube and I'm like, there's so much crap on YouTube that
That's
nobody-
where I go to
There
learn to
is.
build a shelf.
right? Yeah, like that's what I use. YouTube is a utility
Yeah.
for me.
I
It's
know,
not
same.
It's not programming, but I mean, I pay $9.99 a month to not have ads when I want to learn how to build a shelf.
Yep.
Right? Because who wants to waste time?
Exactly.
Okay, so we're gonna switch gears here. So I made two lists. I made a list of top 10 kids shows in 2024 and top 10 kids movies in 2024.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw this out there, and then me and Emily are just gonna sit back, and the two of you can either agree or disagree. I hope you disagree because it'll be fun to watch the two of you go at it.
Okay.
So number 10, we'll go top to bottom. We'll go number 10 on
okay.
the kids shows of 2024. Sonic Prime.
I
Good or bad?
Okay. I watched the Sonic show when I was a kid.
Okay.
I was obsessed with the Sonic show. I watched it all the time. I haven't seen any recent Sonic like media and stuff, but like all my friends are obsessed with it. They all went to see the Sonic movie, and from their perspective, or from what I've heard from them, is it was very, very good.
I haven't. I did watch Sonic when I was younger. I didn't like it, and I still don't
I
like it.
played Sonic on my
Sonic.
Sega, on my grandparents' Sega Genesis.
Sega Genesis.
I do not like Sonic.
I haven't seen any of them.
It's not.
The movies
Not-
are so good.
It's not good. It's.
But you don't know it's not good if you haven't seen it.
I have seen it a couple of times.
okay.
It's not good.
All right.
The Super Mario Brothers animated series on Amazon. Neither
There's
of
an
you.
animated series?
Yeah.
Oh, it was the one. We watched it on Plex, and it was the one with the Super Mario Brothers when they went to save.
No, that's the movie.
No, that's the movie.
Oh, then we have zero clue what you're talking about.
I think that
Not
would
the first time I've had this conversation.
if I had to take a guess, the full guess, never seen anything, never heard anything about it. From experience with stuff like that, I bet they were trying to get more money after the
Oh, you're
Mario
smart.
movie.
You know what you're talking
yeah.
about.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think that would have gone very well. Like they were trying.
Yeah.
The Mario movie was great. It
was really
it did
good.
great. It was a good movie. It was a good ending for a movie.
Oh, yeah.
I think trying to add another series onto that might just kill it.
I agree with Zoe.
You have like Mario for us. I mean, 82 was 84. I think is when the Nintendo came out in 88. I think.
Like,
'Cause
and with Mario's World.
Yeah, Super Mario World 1
Yeah.
has been around since 88. Maybe
It's as
even
old as
earlier.
me.
It's as old as
Pretty
all
old.
of us.
Yeah.
So I mean, watching that movie get made was great. It wasn't the greatest movie because really it's just watching a video game happen on screen. But I agree with you that's a cash grab. That's not something that's got heart to it.
Well, I grew up with Mario Kart.
Oh, yeah.
Mario Kart
We've all had a
8.
Mario iteration in our
Yeah.
lives.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
And
Like Mario Party, Mario Kart,
Mario Paper,
Super,
Mario, yeah.
Yeah, Mario Superstars.
Yeah.
Mario Kart was like my whole thing when I was little. Mario Kart
I'm
and Mario
so bad at
Odyssey,
it.
those are my favorite things to do with my dad when I was little. I'm pretty sure I have gold trophies, 3 stars, and 50cc, 100cc, 150cc, and like
Take this one to the rec room.
Oh,
They got the
I
big-
suck.
Have you seen the
Yeah.
big live one in
Yeah.
the rec room?
I suck so bad.
I suck at it too, but I still love to play.
Shauna doesn't let
It's
me
pretty
drift.
fun.
She won't let me drift when we play. She's like, you have to
Yeah,
race
fair.
clean. I'm like, no.
drifting's the
it's
only
part of-
way I
It's the
win.
only way you win.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't
okay,
win.
obviously it's got to be on the list. Paw Patrol.
Okay, for a preschool movie, for something that was made for littler
Yeah, it's-
children,
oh, it's
it was
yeah.
It
great.
was great.
It was. We watched it in class, like
Yeah.
for one of those days where the teacher just didn't want to teach.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I remember those days.
One of those
They
days.
wheel in the VCR and you're like, yes, I could sleep.
Oh, they have it on the
The teacher's
smart
got the
board.
sunglasses
smart
on.
board.
He-
Yeah, just do your thing, kids.
They
See
just
it-
turn
see
on
it,
the.
Bill.
For us, they put on the smart board or.
They don't wheel in the
Yeah.
thing anymore. They
No.
just
No,
their
it's
whole
just on
smart
the smart
board?
We have projectors on our ceilings that they can turn on, but those are long broken.
Yeah, there
So
are.
they have like in.
I don't even know if I have one
In my
room.
class, they have this huge smart board that you can like draw on it with like
Yeah.
a specific marker. You can like
Yeah.
move it, or you can use your finger to move it.
So
You can
Paw
connect
Patrol
it to the.
would show up on the smart board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Paw Patrol, I'd say it was pretty good, honestly, for
Yeah,
what
for-
it is.
You know, when you guys were little, you watched Paw Patrol.
Oh yeah, Paw Patrol
yeah,
was a
it
huge
was-
thing.
and
it was so good when we were younger. It's just now it's like
It was.
But you age out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it was.
exactly.
I didn't hate it. Like even as a kids show, that was
One of the
very
parents in the background having to hear it over and
Yeah,
over.
and that was
Like
very
Peppa Pig.
specifically leveled at children. It was cute. It was entertaining, and I could
Yeah, it was
see why
pretty good.
kids enjoyed
yeah,
it.
exactly.
I just saw a cash grab. I saw so many parents going to the store the next day being like, can I get the puppy, please?
Dang.
Okay. Spider-Man freshman year on Disney. Do you guys get into Spider-Man? And because I know Mom was a big Marvel fan, so I don't
I've
know if any of the
seen.
Spider-Man. Like, I mean, it's the Spider-Verse stuff, obviously.
Yeah, I don't
No?
think I've ever
Okay.
seen the actual Spider-Man.
I've seen one Spider-Man, but I'm pretty sure it was like the third Spider-Man.
We watched Spider-Verse together though.
Yeah, we've
into
seen
the
bo-
two
Spider-Verse.
into the
We've
Spider-Verse.
seen both
yeah.
Spider-Verse
Into the Spider-Verse
movies, and those
1
were
and 2.
great.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Our Spider-Man was the same background when we were kids. Like, it was a TV show. It would be on at 6:30 in the morning before he went to school. And
Yeah.
just imagine the same background and a character swinging. Like, nothing changed,
can't.
right? Like, the
Yeah.
animation style.
Just the it was like 3 buildings.
Yeah, the
just
same
going
3
past.
buildings. You never moved.
Yeah.
It was a lot worse when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, you just said it. Peppa Pig. Was that
There was a new Peppa Pig?
just Peppa Pig in general?
Just in
Peppa Pig?
general?
Yeah.
I remember it pretty well. I have some fond
I have
memories
great
of Peppa Pig.
memories of Peppa Pig.
Was not my favorite though. I remember it being very repetitive and kind of annoying at times.
Okay, I have something to say. I loved Peppa Pig. It was so good. Peppa Pig was like my whole life. And now that I'm watching it back, Zoe, be careful. Now that I'm watching it back, it's
Does it slap?
no.
Good lingo use.
It was
I'm trying with the
it
kids.
was good like when I was watching it, the North Star song, like North Star, are you here or are you there? That song really got me going. I loved that song.
It's I think it does have some levels to it, but the levels are really young and adult. Like it
no
doesn't
happy
have the
medium.
mid. It doesn't have the mid. Like there
Yeah.
are adult jokes in it.
Yeah, they definitely are.
But they're not like preteen. Like
Sure.
you just
Yeah.
either get
It
or-
misses.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can answer for now.
Does Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles work its way into your life at all? No.
Teenage Mutant Turtles wasn't really the biggest thing.
Because it's always it's always chopped
Some
up.
It's always
iteration.
been there.
Yeah.
Like it's always been there, but it wasn't really very big.
Yeah, we were. My name's Michael, so obviously you can tell Donatello was a big fan. But yeah, you keep seeing it pop up, like the new one, the new movie that they did.
Yeah.
Or it was like
They made a new movie.
Yeah, it was the animation style is like one of those newer kind of artistic painting
that
almost
one.
Yeah.
style. Like Seth Rogen did it, but they finally made it where they were more teenager, and I thought that one might have really popped, but
No, not really.
okay. Gabby's Dollhouse, does that sound familiar to you?
I feel like
Gabby's Dollhouse. So I definitely watched Gabby's Dollhouse. It was good. It's so bad now. It's
a kid's
so bad.
It's a little bit. It came out a little bit past their age group for like they were a little bit
We're
older.
on Gabby's Dollhouse, Zoe.
So she said the same thing as me.
I babysit. I was especially last summer or last summer. I did a lot of babysitting, and like I saw so much Gabby's Dollhouse.
Oh yeah.
So it's a program for very young kids.
Little.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But it was for preschool show. It was pretty good. They did a good job of like making new topics each episode. They did a good job of like showing you what actually like more of the characters.
Yeah, definitely.
And not just like, oh, they're going on an adventure. Oh, they're going on the same adventure in a different font.
A little bit of creativity.
Not
and
Dora.
depth.
Yeah.
Gabby's Dollhouse, and you can tell me if I'm way off base, but to me it always strikes me as similar to Doc McStuffins.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
In the
I
sense
love
that
Doc
there's lots of
McStuffins.
characters. So when they were little, they watched Doc McStuffins,
So much
which I really
Doc
like.
So much.
I was Doc McStuffins 2 years in a row
for Halloween. And in the sense that like there's a
And I
lot
would
of
still watch it
characters.
today.
They do a lot of cool things. There's always original songs.
Yeah.
And it was just a really interesting, well done
yeah.
show. I
Yeah.
really liked it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I mean, like it's easy to come up with, weird names for characters and
Yeah.
make them do, but like, it's easy to make a kid show, but it's not easy to make a kid show with depth.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I always liked Doc
To
McStuffins.
this day, I would probably still watch Doc McStuffins.
Doc
if I
McStuffins
would.
was very good.
It's so good.
Gabby's Dollhouse reminds me of Doc McStuffins.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and there's those things, like there's things that I watch, like there's this movie called Return to Oz, which is like the dark version of Oz, like after Oz fell. And like it's this like, show it to them when they're older.
Yeah.
It is like a adult version of Oz, right? And not adult in like adult, but like it's just a little more darker and violent. And there's heads that come off of the witch, and she changes her head. And
Jeez.
Fruza Balk is in it. And basically they try to come back to Oz and fix Oz after the witch won. It's as if the witch had won instead of Dorothy had won. And
I don't know.
I watched the hell out of this movie,
Yeah.
kids,
That
when I was
sounds
younger.
very
I loved it. Now I watch it now, and I'm like, this thing's a piece of garbage. Like
The
but
Wicked Witch of the West isn't even wicked.
Yeah, it's different if you watch exactly. With
A
more
little bit of a
information.
spoiler, but the Wicked Witch of the West really isn't wicked.
okay. Last on this list here, obviously we've mentioned it. Bluey. Bluey is.
Oh, yeah.
You guys were so Bluey.
Wait, is My Little Pony not on that list?
No, we can put it
My
on there.
Little-
My Little Pony. I mean,
Put it on there.
I think I still have a My Little Pony toy from when I was a kid.
I have 2.
This was the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, right? Like this was a
Yeah.
specific
yeah,
version.
it was just
of
like Care Bears blank.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, I liked Care Bears.
Care Bears are great. My mom made me a Sunshine Bear. I still have it somewhere.
Nice.
Aw.
Yeah, I mean, and like Gummy Bears, Care Bears, Ghostbusters, like our Saturday morning. That's what I wish you guys had. I wish you had Saturday morning cartoons like we had Saturday morning cartoons. You get up at 6 a.m, you get a big bowl of cereal, preferably the unhealthiest kind, and you sit there for 4 or 5 hours with like just amazing episode after amazing episode after. I have a tape somewhere at my parents of like one Saturday morning in like 92.
Oh my goodness! Hey Albert and Recess and the Weekenders.
We watched
I love the
and
Recess.
Patty Mayonnaise. What's she in? Hey Arnold. Sorry, not Hey Albert. Hey Arnold. Yeah, they were. There was a whole bunch of good ones.
There's this era, and I mean, you can still do it now where Winnipeg Cinematheque will do a Saturday morning where you show up in your PJs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can order cereal and you can watch the cartoons from like 9 to 12.
We were going to go to that
gosh.
one time, then we couldn't go for some reason. I
Oh,
can't
go to
remember
it.
why.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you
Yeah,
here.
do it.
The Recess was really good.
Recess?
Mom mentioned
Recess
it.
was always good.
Yeah, I watched it. Like my dad showed me it one time when we were going to pick up Zoe from Girl Guides, and I watched it and I fell in love with this show. It's still pretty good to this day. I don't know all their names though. Like I don't even think I can name one. Spinelli. I like Spinelli.
Spinelli has big Louise energy
Yes,
from
I think
from
that's-
Bob's
Spinelli
Burgers.
related to Spicoli?
Yeah.
I think that's the reason I like Spinelli, because it reminds me of Louise from Bob's Burgers.
Yeah,
I think that's why I like her.
definitely.
Also, just to take a step back, or go one step back, back to My Little Pony.
Yeah.
I have friends to this day who still watch My Little Pony and
Sure.
still are
I
My
will
Little
still
Pony
watch
fan.
My
Like,
Little Pony.
It is. It's very well made for
Yeah.
all ages.
'Cause we all
It's
want a
funny.
pony, girls.
It's also it's also funny.
God.
It's got
Yeah,
some
it's
adult
very
humor.
funny.
It's funny. I have to give
love
one.
My Little
I have to give
Pony.
one like big up to a kids show that never makes it onto any lists. That from when I would watch this, these two watched it all the time, and it was top to bottom comedy genius for adults. And I don't know how it made it into a kids
Tell
television
us.
show, but it used to be on Netflix. Barbie, My Life in the
Oh my
Dream
God.
House.
Barbie
I
Life
remember
in the Dream
that.
House.
Barbie Life in the
Oh,
Dream House
okay.
was an absolutely hilarious and in no
Yeah.
way appropriate for
Do you
children
think they
show.
took? Do you think they took the humor from that show and put it into the movie?
Yeah.
It's more
was-
like
it was-
but it was so funny because it was like the kids version was great. Like it was great. The kids
Yeah.
loved it, but like the adult humor that was layered on top
was
of it
crazy.
was just chef's kiss. It was very funny.
I like
I
hearing
loved
that
it.
legacy shows are still
Yeah.
doing it for you guys, right? Like the Barbies
really
and the My
are.
Little Ponies and the Care Bears are still
Yep.
like
Yeah.
they're 50 years old at this point, right?
Yeah.
And they're
Yes.
still working. Okay, let's move into movies. I know movies aren't really your thing, but
I
there's-
love movies.
Lily likes movies. Zoe
Lily's
doesn't.
a
Zoe's
big
not a
movie.
huge.
I'm
Sorry.
not as much as
I'm a
movie.
movie person.
Okay, so number 10 on this list, Moana.
So good.
Moana.
I want to start.
Moana
Oh,
2.
sure.
It's Moana 2. I think.
I haven't.
Moana,
I
just the
haven't seen
series in
Moana too.
general.
Oh, okay.
Moana.
Okay.
Listen to
So I cut off Zoe because I wanted to start. I love Moana so much. It's great acting. It's so good. The songs in them are impeccable. Like the way, I know I use such a big word.
I
there.
love it.
And
Impeccable.
Yeah, that's a $12 word, girl.
the way that they made the songs and like created the songs, like it felt like the songs are so interactive, and it's like
Yes, they are good
whenever I
songs.
watch
Lin-Manuel Miranda's great.
yeah, whenever I watch it, I'm just singing along to all the songs because they're so catchy and so what's the word for it, like
And I don't know, it's entertaining. You like it
Amusing.
bouncy.
Impeccable was
yeah,
the word, I
impeccable.
think,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know. Great word, guys.
How about Zoe? What do you think?
I love Moana. It's a great movie. Lin-Manuel Miranda. Oh my goodness.
Was he the one who played Moana?
No, he's the one
No,
who wrote
he's
all
the
the
one who wrote
music.
all the music.
He's the one who
Oh.
wrote the music. He wrote Hamilton. He wrote all the songs for Hamilton.
He wrote
he
all the
was
songs.
Hamilton. He
I
did
didn't
all
love
the
Hamilton.
Encanto songs.
All the Encanto
he
songs,
did.
yeah.
He was Bruno.
No, we
Yeah.
don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's
Yeah.
why we named our cat Bruno.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh, you have
And
a
then-
cat named Bruno? You have so many cats.
Five,
I saw them when I was
Yeah.
upstairs.
wow.
I
You'll
love
play with them
all-
after before you go.
Okay,
It's
good.
part of the deal.
But
I love all the cats.
I love Moana. It's so good. I was babysitting a couple days ago. This Abby. Well, her parents went to go see the symphony, the Winnipeg Symphony Star Wars.
Wasn't that yes?
Yeah.
Wasn't
Friday.
that
Thursday.
yes?
Yeah.
Friday.
Friday.
And we did a movie night and we watched Moana, and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
great. I hadn't seen it in a really long time.
She has pretty good taste in
because
movies.
I hadn't seen it in a while because I remember not liking it that much when I was little. Mainly for the reason because Lily liked it, you know.
Yeah.
Sister thing.
Sisterhood. Yeah.
Um,
I have
don't
an
get it, but I get it.
excellent. I have an excellent video of. I think it's of Zoe, and she's climbing up. She's singing along, and she's climbing up on our sofa. And every step she like goes, she's got her arms up and she's like, I can lead with pride, I can make us strong. Yeah, and she just keeps like taking these steps up and like pumping her arms in the air. It's very good.
What's the rock song? It's leaving me right
Thank
now.
you.
Thank you.
Or no, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, it's
You're,
okay.
it's
You're
okay.
welcome. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
For the islands I pull from the
Which
sea.
like is a
Whoa,
perfect
that
song
was
for
wrong.
such a confident human like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
You're
It's-
welcome.
Exactly.
Oh, I gotta say something.
Yes.
So this movie that came into mind, it always scared me. Cat in the Hat.
Oh,
I can
that
understand
one.
It's
why.
so scary. Why?
Do you remember the Cat in the Hat movie?
Mike
Why is he
Myers as the
so?
cat.
Oh.
Why
The
is he
live
so
action one?
scary? He's like, I had nightmares of him. He was so scary.
That's
It's almost like an acid dream version of a Dr. Seuss
Yes.
story.
Dr.
Like, it's
Dr.
not-
Seuss is already
it's
an acid
the
dream.
weirdest.
It-
The
It was
poor
my
kids.
favorite though.
Yeah.
The poor kids who were in this thing watching this creepy cat
Yeah.
sing
Show up at your house
random
and take over.
songs.
As a
Take over
child,
your
I could see
house.
that would be scary. Yes.
I loved that movie, honestly.
I
Like,
loved
it. was
it.
so creepy, but whenever I watch it, it's so nostalgic.
I
If you take
loved
it,
it,
if you
and
take
then
the
now I
cat
don't
and
like
turn
it.
it into like an adult man, that's like then you're in basically a horror movie.
yeah.
Yes.
So
Then it becomes the true crime podcast.
yeah,
Exactly.
How to Train Your Dragon, the next chapter.
I love How to Train Your Dragon.
It's a very sweet
amazing.
Kate, don't yell at me, but it's not very good.
Hot take.
we
I know.
when we went and saw
It was
Wicked,
okay.
actually, when we went and saw Wicked, we saw a trailer for the live action
The live
version
action
of
one,
How to
yeah.
Train
I'm
Your
so
Dragon.
excited for
Those
it.
eyes are just
Yeah.
those big eyes are just so pretty.
I really
think
want
it's
to see
such a sweet
Mufasa. I want to see Mufasa really
Oh,
badly.
yeah. I think I don't know. I think How to Train Your Dragon is such a sweet movie, and I like the.
It was good. Not my favorite.
I like
though.
the growing up and
Yeah.
and becoming a different person, like becoming the person you want to be, rather than the person that your family wants you to be, and
Yeah.
having the strength and the courage to like find love through
A dragon.
a dragon.
or through. I was going to say through what generational
Trauma.
pass down of hate. Yes,
God.
and fear. It's
That's
nice.
crazy.
It's good. It's good
Yeah,
timing.
because aren't you supposed to like beat your dragon into submission?
no, you're supposed to
Yeah.
kill the dragon.
You're supposed to kill the dragon.
Okay.
Technically,
Yeah.
he was
That's
supposed
even
to, because I forget what Toothless actually is, but he's like the
night-
deadliest dragon.
night
Like,
whisperer,
like
night
Yeah.
death.
He's one of the
night-
deadliest dragons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like
Or-
they've never been captured before.
Yeah.
They've never been killed before. And then Hiccup finds him and just
Oh, I forget who
befriends
Hiccup
him.
is.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like the courage to find love in after generations of
Yeah.
fear. It's really nice. It's a nice movie.
Frozen 2.
It was really good. I found it was. I think it was my favorite one out of all of them.
I've never seen them.
It was so good. I loved it.
I know.
I can't.
Also, Samantha.
yeah.
We all love Samantha.
There's, it's funny they
And
lean into
Olaf.
the humor. Yeah, Josh Gad, obviously hilarious. He's and as Olaf, he's very funny. And what Liz referring to is he's walking through the woods and he thinks he's alone or he's scared,
Samantha?
and he looks around. He's like, "Who is that? Samantha?" And it's like, "Who's
Yeah.
Samantha?" Yeah, and he
even
sings.
know it's Samantha.
And he sings a song about like this will all make sense when I'm older.
That makes sense.
And
when
it's-
I'm older.
Because like and the punchline of the song is like because when you're older absolutely everything makes sense. And
And
so
then
yeah.
he's like in the summer. In summer.
That's
Exactly.
the first one.
So I think it's very funny, and I like what I appreciate. And I feel like by now our listeners are going to be like, we get it, Emily, you're tired of romance movies. But like what I
Exactly.
appreciate about both of these movies is that they are a love story, like in the sense
it's
of,
not the male
love
gaze.
and family
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But it's love and relationships
It's a
above and
sister
beyond,
love.
beyond romantic.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there is a romantic relationship, but it's not the key component.
Yeah.
And
I'm like that too. I'm just like,
Yeah.
why do we always need two people to fall for each other?
Exactly.
Like, why can't they?
We don't.
Why can't they lean on? Thank you. Why can't they lean on each other? Why can't they
Yeah.
require each other to support each other in some way, as
Yeah.
opposed to just a traditional love story? It's boring.
Why?
Yeah, and one
Why?
sister rescues the other sister
Yeah.
rescues,
Yeah.
and like none of it requires a Prince Charming. But then there is a nice guy who's sticking
Kristoff.
around and supporting her through everything. It's nice.
Mark
In the
Goff?
first one-
Is that Goff? Jeff Goff?
Yeah, golf.
I don't know.
Something.
In
yeah.
the first one, I hate
Hans.
Hans.
Well, you're supposed to.
I know, but why?
Yeah, because anyway,
Like a love interest. Why do you propose to somebody like the day after you meet? Like
Because
not
he's
cool.
taking
It's called
advantage
love
of
bombing,
her.
and you'll learn about it when you're older.
yeah, fair
Like I
enough.
hate
Can't take the
Hans.
words out of my mouth.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay, so yeah, obviously, and Frozen 3 will be awesome, I'm sure, whenever
Yeah,
it lands.
I'm pretty excited to see that one.
That
Okay.
that movie,
I'm-
like that was the movie of
was
your
the
childhood.
movie.
Just so you guys know, like it's
every
shaped,
single morning.
and like you've got music boxes that play the music from Frozen.
have it.
I still have it. It's in my room right now. I also have a DS, guys. I have a DS in my room.
I get it. I have a lightsaber from Disney.
I know.
when
I
was
see
there.
it. I keep on eyeing it, and I'm like,
Wait, is that
"Ooh,
where
I
the
wanna turn
DS
that
went?
on."
I was looking for that.
Yes, that's where the DS went. It's in my room.
I need
If
that
you want
back.
to take that back, it's dead.
Wish.
Wish.
I liked it.
I didn't see it. I've never seen it.
Okay, so I heard all of the awful. I heard like all not the awful. I heard all the critics about it before I watched it. I heard how everyone hated it. I like all of that, and I do not think it was a good. They said that it was their 100th anniversary. They were going to bring back like the original villains.
I've never seen
They
it.
didn't do that. They were.
Oh,
I
bait and switch. Ugly.
I am. I'm slightly mad about it too because they said they were bringing back old villains, but they were just too. They in the like original version they were going to have a female villain. They were going to have him and his wife be the villains, and then they just got too scared to show a woman as evil that
Yeah.
they just didn't do it.
Exactly.
Oh, you mean like they were gonna go back to like the evil queen kind of style?
Yeah, it's going to
of
be
the-
an evil queen and an evil king.
Like Cinderella,
except,
Snow White type stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except they were
Yeah,
just
yeah,
too
yeah.
scared to show a woman as a villain,
Well,
so they stopped.
that's what we
didn't.
think. That's what we've heard.
I
don't know if
did
that's
not
true.
watch
I haven't
Disney
seen
has stockholders. They're sprung.
Oh yeah.
We were gonna watch it. I think Lily and I were gonna watch it, and then
We were.
No, we were
changed-
gonna
oh,
watch
we
it,
were
and
gonna
then Lily said
and
she
Lily
didn't
said
want
she didn't
to.
want to. That's right.
I've seen it. It was pretty good, honestly. Like the songs are you can't listen to them too hard. They are a bit of repetitive,
probably.
but they're catchy.
Yeah.
Okay, last one, and it's like the one that just owned 2024. Did we like Elemental?
Elemental.
I liked it.
It was.
It was
I mean,
okay.
I haven't seen it, and I know I'm gonna love it because I love the theme. I love that your emotions have characters.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that
Are you
those
talking about Inside Out?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I
Inside
am.
Out. Oh my God.
This is how much I know about
Both,
kids'
Which
movies,
one?
both
girls.
good.
Which
Inside
one?
Out 2.
What's Elemental then?
Elemental is the one with the
Hey,
fire.
I want to say
Yes,
it.
fire, water, wind.
Elemental's the one with the fire, water, wind,
Air.
earth.
And they all live in like the
Yeah.
city together. It's
They
very
all
cute.
live in their own
But
city.
oh my gosh. Okay, so
Inside Out 2.
Inside Out when it first came out was a revelation. It was
I
so
love
much
Inside
fun.
Out.
Inside Out 2
It makes me cry though.
was incredible. So in Inside Out 2, the main
Amazing.
character
Spoiler.
starting to go through puberty.
Spoiler.
So it's very
Oh, is
funny.
this like Big Mouth where like the
Kind-
monsters change, but
Yes.
they're more
Yeah.
G-rated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's like this big thing kind of like grows out of her brain, and all the original emotions are like, what's that? And then it's like, woo, woo, and it's like, it's
panic
puberty.
button.
It's puberty. And then
Anxiety comes
and then
from puberty.
anxiety comes.
Ooh,
Yes.
Anxiety,
Embarrassment.
envy. Is that it?
Ennui.
Ennui, and then
which is boredom.
yeah,
Ennui
and
is
then
She's like,
and
"I
then we
don't
also have
care."
nostalgia.
Right, nostalgia keeps peeking her head in, and she's like, "No, not yet."
And see, that's the fun stuff that you can do when you personify.
Yeah, exactly.
What are they? What's the word?
Personify. Personify
When you
emotions.
personify an emotion. You're like you get to put all these little inside jokes into it.
Yeah, it was, as someone who as someone who
guys.
is diagnosed
Deals
with generalized anxiety disorder and panic disorder,
Yeah,
when you
I
have
haven't been diagnosed.
But I can't.
when you have panic or anxiety, there's a very accurate depiction of a panic attack and
Yeah.
of anxiety ramping up to a panic attack and having a panic attack, and I found it overwhelming in a good way. Like I was very emotionally
it.
like raw
That's
from watching
it.
it. Yeah,
That's what
I was like,
I've been trying to
that's
say.
just and I went back and looked through some of my my journals and stuff when I was dealing with, and my therapist asked me to write down what it was, and I had described the feeling of anxiety in a very similar way, like gusty wind, like blowing everything around, and that's exactly what anxiety was doing in this brain, and I was
Yeah.
just like, somebody read my journal and they made a movie out of it, and it
Those
was
are my
nice.
feelings.
Yeah, but it was nice to see it. Like I felt very
and
validated.
then like they show her actually having a panic attack.
Right, the girl herself, like in the
Riley.
real in Riley in real world having a panic attack, and then
Yeah.
what's happening in her brain,
It's really
and what
scary.
anxiety's doing in her brain.
Yeah.
And every so often Disney does this thing where it's like you got it right. right?
Yes.
Like not all
Yes.
of them are good, but like that
Exactly.
one. And sorry, listener, like I said, I don't watch enough Disney to know the difference between the elements and the emotions. They all blend in together. But like Martin was talking about it a couple weeks ago on the show, and just said, I'm like, okay, I think this is the movie that I need to watch. Just
You should watch
yeah.
both. Like watch the
Yeah.
first
I
one
will.
first.
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, have you not seen the first one?
No, I.
Oh
you
my
need-
god.
guys,
He doesn't have kids.
I don't have kids,
So-
it's like if
He has a wife.
I do, and she
Wives
loves
like
Disney.
them?
But like, I mean, we watch. Like, I can quote Little Mermaid. I can quote Aladdin. I can
Yep,
quote The
yep.
Rescuers. Right? Like, everything's a dingle hopper when I can't figure out something. But
For shows, oh god, Castaways. For
what's
the shows.
Castaways?
I don't know.
You don't know what Castaways?
I don't know either.
Zoe?
No.
Castaways.
What's
How
the
do you not
Castaway?
know
But tell us.
Castaways?
Tell us.
Is it a
Okay,
show?
yeah, so Castaways is like these like people, not people, like I don't know what they are. And they go on like little trips and they sing like "We are castaways."
Oh, was that the little kid Peter Pan show?
I don't know.
The Lost Boys?
The
Like-
Lost Boys.
Like, okay.
No,
that's fine.
Okay.
He's actually going to look up Castaways right now.
I've never heard of it. So if this is being watched in my house, I don't know anything about it.
No,
I don't even know about this.
You guys are crazy.
Oh, it's on a website. They shouldn't be watching. I'm just kidding, Emma.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Castaways show.
I think it's a show at least.
It's 2018. It's reality. 12 diverse individuals are dropped alone throughout various inland and islets in Indonesia and
Don't
challenged
think
to
that's
survive.
it.
I don't think
among
that's
washed-up
it.
luggage. Okay, hang on here.
What-
It's okay.
Maybe you're thinking of something else.
We'll
Yeah,
figure it out.
It's called the Castaways.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Okay, well, fine. We'll figure
Do you know
it
what we
out.
figured out though? We figured
What?
out what kids are watching, and that's the best part of it.
We did. Yep.
You girls have opened up my eyes to watching things that I probably should be watching for the betterment of my own mental health, or just for a
Yeah.
smile, or to be in touch with what kids are watching these days. And did you have fun? Was this
Yeah.
fun?
Yeah.
So much
Yeah.
fun.
I think we're gonna have you back and do this every quarter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
You
catch
guys
up.
are smarter than I thought. That you did a really good
I
job.
know.
Well, she
Is that a compliment or an insult?
I have
Yeah,
no idea.
exactly.
I said to Mom, I was like, I don't know how long kids, like, we can do this for 4 hours if we really want to, but I was like, I just assume all kids have a short attention span. But
Not really.
You have proven me wrong. You can go to the depths of what the rest of us nerds can do on the show, and I'm sure listeners very. We hope that family and friends listen to this and reach out to us and tell the girls what you thought. Share
Yeah.
your thoughts with us on the show in the comment section. Leave a voicemail with what you thought on their reviews. If your families are watching this stuff, if your kids are watching it, if they now start watching it because of the two girls, let us know.
And if you're in Winnipeg and you come to one of our
Yes.
locations when we're doing trivia, and it's an all ages location like Little Brown Jug, often
You
the girls
might
will come
see
with
us.
me.
we use them for
So you
setup
can
and-
meet them in real life
Yeah,
and
we
ask
do.
for their autograph.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll have
God,
a
I don't know
conversation
how to
with the
write my
Hanson daughter,
autograph.
and we'll see. But you girls are very great at handing stuff out and keeping people in charge in line, and the stuff you did at Comic-Con. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The stuff you did at Little Brown Jug, very much.
Also,
We
thank you for not talking politics.
Oh, that's not what this.
We never talk politics.
Do
on
you
the
see
show.
a flag in this room? Do you see a color?
No, I
Do you see
don't.
movie
I see a lot of
posters?
colors.
I don't,
actually.
but we just gotta put that out there.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. So subscribe to the show. It's the easiest way to support us. If you want to buy our merch, you can do that. If you want to donate to the cause, anything that you donate goes back into production costs. We're not making money off of your dollars and cents, but we do like to give you something for that. So if you do donate, there's a take 1, take 2, take 3 now. So there's a shout out, there's a mini review, there's a control a debater, there's some fun things in there. So like $5 is the max donation, and you could say, I want Emily to argue this on this topic on this movie, and Emily has to. So it's like
Yeah.
you can
You're
turn
not
her
my
your
real.
own-
You're not my real dad.
Ooh, I want to try that. That actually that's
Yeah, if you girls want to do it, I'll take your money.
Yeah.
I'll take Emily's
Yeah,
money
okay.
through you.
I think you could do that.
I thank you again, girls. This was a lot of fun. This
Yeah, thanks for
afternoon.
having us.
Anytime.
great.
Anytime. Again, I have been Michael,
I continue to be Emily.
I'm Zoe.
And I'm Lily.
and we've been your real debaters this week. Watch all the movies, kids. Bye, girls.
Bye, girls.
Oh, if you have any problems, dial information. Thank you for calling.